Okay, we're building up to that big game, India versus South Africa. Also joining us live on the broadcast is Mr. Sunil Gavaskar. Sunil, thank you for taking our time just before the game is to begin. First, let's take a look at South Africa closely. We've been following the Indian team very closely, but South Africa, who do you think can be the X factor for South Africa, a player that India need to be wary of today?
Yes, I think the X factor for South Africa could be Marco Jansen, because with both and bat and ball, he can change the complexion of the game. So coming down the order at number 6 or 7, he can hit the long ball. So in that 1 over, if he gets maybe 2 or 3 sixes, he can make a difference with that. And in 1 over, if he takes a couple of wickets as well, then he can make a difference over there. So I think the X factor for me will be Marco Jansen. But there's also Aiden Markram, who's been in very good form, and Quinton de Kock, who always loves playing against India. But Markram's, more than Markram, it's Jansen's the man who's India will have to watch out for.
Okay, so you've got to watch out for Marco Jansen. He's had a good record versus India, and that's what Mr. Gavaskar is also alluding to. But Sunil, for India, the X factor for the longest time in T20 cricket has been Abhishek Sharma. Unfortunately, not the tournament that he would have liked, yet to get off the mark. 3 ducks for him. If you could have a word with him right before this game, what would you say to an Abhishek Sharma?
I would say to him, like I've said in the previous game as well, just take a single. Even if you've got to wait 2-3 deliveries for it, just take a single, just to get that monkey off your back of having got out for zeros. Then you can start playing your attacking game straight away after that, because that's the game that you know best. So it's best to play the game that you're comfortable with. But first, get off the mark. That is the priority.
Okay, Mr. Gavaskar, stay on with us. Plenty to speak to with Mr. Gavaskar building up to this encounter. But we're getting breaking news from Ahmedabad, and the toss is done. And unfortunately for the Indian camp, they've lost the toss. Surya Yadav has lost the toss, and South Africa have decided to bat first. Now, that is very interesting because many pundits had believed that maybe in Ahmedabad, with a bit of dew setting in, teams would like to chase, yet the team that's won the toss has decided to bat first. That's very interesting. And secondly, if you take a look at it from the Indian camp, this will be the very first time India will be chasing at this T20 World Cup in 2026. Remember, all the games that they've played so far, 4 games that India has played so far, they're undefeated, but all those wins that came for India have come when India have batted first. So yet again, in a Super 8 encounter, they have been put into bat. We'll be quickly bringing you the playing 11 as well from the Indian team. Not much is expected to change for India in this encounter. Remember, they have been going in with that set batting lineup, and despite the form or the lack of form that Abhishek Sharma has shown, yet you've had a scenario where the captain has said, no, we're going to back Abhishek Sharma. So all the talk about Sanju Samson coming in, that was dismissed by the Indian captain, Surya Yadav, on the eve of the game as well. The other thing that Aiden Markram has mentioned at the toss, the South African captain, that he does not expect the pitch to be tacky at the start. So he feels that the pitch is going to play well initially as well, and that is why probably he's decided that they want to have a bat first. He also believes that Ahmedabad, which has traditionally been a high-scoring ground, will continue to be a high-scoring encounter, and it's his usual side that South Africa are playing. So there is also a good chance that Surya Yadav has said that he's spoken about Washington Sundar or players that they could look at, but the Indian team has decided to go in with an unchanged 11. So that's the big breaking news that we've gotten from Ahmedabad, is that India have gone in with an unchanged 11. So there were many, different combinations that many were predicting India could have tried, but that's not happened. And Surya Yadav, he's confirmed that it is an unchanged 11 that the Indian team has gone with. So the team that you had been seeing up until now, I'm going to quickly run you through the team. It will be your 2 openers in Abhishek Sharma, Ishan Kishan, Tilak at 3. Surya Yadav is going to be number 4. Then you've got Shivam Dube, Hardik Pandya, Rinku Singh, Akshar Patel, Varun Chakravarti, Jasprit Bumrah, Arshdeep Singh. So that's going to be the 11 that the Indian team, which they have been playing consistently, is going to be playing as well. Sunil Gavaskar is still live with us on the broadcast. And South Africa have decided to bat first. That means India is going to be bowling now. And this is going to be the very first time that they'll be bowling first. What do you think would be a safe total now, knowing the conditions there in Ahmedabad for India to chase?
What I think would be a good total for India to chase would be around 160, 165, because that is something that the batters are capable of overtaking. If they get off to a good start, anything over 175, 170, 175 will be just a little bit of concern because of the lack of runs from Abhishek Sharma's bat. If he gets going, then even 180, 190 will not be too tough for India.
Okay, Saiva, stay on with us. We'll still get Mr. Gavaskar to analyze this game further. But just a reminder, South Africa won the toss. They will be batting first. And as Mr. Gavaskar was saying, nothing much to worry. India are chasing, but probably that is something that India would have wanted to do as well. We've got right now joining us from Ahmedabad live, Harshit Ahuja joins us. Harshit, the Indian team there, they've decided, that they have no option now that South Africa are going to be batting first. But you've been there. You may have seen the dew there at the ground in 2 days. Is there going to be dew? Because if there is dew, that's going to be good news for Indian fans.
Well, I'm afraid I don't have that kind of good news for the Indian fans because it looks like there will perhaps be no dew. I've been here, Nikhil, as you know, for a couple of days now. I did a dew test on both the days, yesterday and the day before that. The temperatures during the day, 33, 34. Today was much the same. At night, yes, the temperature does fall to about 22, 23 degrees. So there is that 10-degree fall in temperature, but that doesn't mean that it brings with it the dew on the ground. So I didn't see on both the days there be any sort of dew, just a bit of moisture. As I gave my hand a proper rub on the surface as well, there's just a few pieces of grass that came off. No dew at all I saw. Kumar Yadav, I'd asked him a question about the dew yesterday, and he says that he doesn't think that there will be any dew. He did see some dew in the build-up to the Netherlands match, but he says that there was a lot of chemical that was sprayed, which he expected today to be sprayed as well, and there wasn't going to be any dew as far as his expectation also goes.
Harshit there reporting live from Ahmedabad, and he says, there has been no dew. And I think that probably is the reason that the South African captain in Adam Markram has decided to bat first. They are not fearful of the fact that second half dew comes in and their spinners are then, they become redundant. So that's not the worry that the South African team is going to have at the moment. But Sunil Gavaskar also live with us. Saiba, one thing that has been spoken about a lot in the lead up to this game is the off-spin threat of South Africa. We saw Adam Markram for the 2 days that he was practicing there, spent a lot of time in the nets bowling those off-spin, and we've seen that the Indian batting lineup, especially the top order, because you've got so many left-handers, against off-spin. So in that sense, what do you reckon? What do you make of bowling or off-spin bowling challenge for the Indian team?
I don't think that should be too much of an issue for the simple reason that down here, there's not that much help for the spinners. The ball isn't really gripping as much, and therefore, I don't think that should be too much of a worry for the Indian left-hand batters.
Okay, word on Tilak Verma, Zaibai. He's gotten runs in this tournament so far. If you look at his total numbers of run, it doesn't look that bad on paper. However, there's been that one criticism that has come his way that, he's not upping the tempo. He's batting in a crucial position. That is number 3. And sometimes if your openers don't fire, you need your number 3 to really step up at the rate which allows then the Indian team to put a good total. What would you be expecting out of Tilak in this game? Continue with that conservative approach and consolidation that he's been doing, or no, bat aggressively, set a good high-scoring platform for the rest of the batters to follow?
Well, I think because of the fact that Abhishek Sharma is getting out cheaply, is the reason why Tilak Verma also has to, make sure that there is a little bit of a partnership. You don't want to lose 2 or 3 wickets in the power play. So he's playing according to the needs of the team and according to the situation he finds himself in. Once, he finds that, that there is no tension, no pressure, he will be back to his attacking best.
Okay, a word on Arshdeep as well. Saivai, he's India's highest wicket taker in T20 Ice, but has been just a bit off the boil in this tournament. He's playing, so that's another stamp of approval, assurance by the Indian captain in Surya Yadav. He's backing him, and that's great to see. But what do you expect to see out of Arshdeep in this game? And in that sense, then, does this become a crucial game for the Indian fast bowler with the rest of the tournament in mind?
Well, it's a crucial game for everybody. It's not a crucial game for just one person, because this is the runners-up of the previous World Cup final. This is a team that has recently beaten India in a test series, both the test matches. And this is a team that has so many players who play in the IPL. And so therefore, they are experienced with Indian conditions and the pressure of the Indian crowd. So it's not just a player, but for everybody, it's a big game. This is probably going to be the biggest game for India in the entire tournament. Maybe apart from the final, I think this will probably be the biggest game for India in this tournament.
Okay, so you heard it from Mr. Gavaskar himself saying this is going to be the most crucial game for India in this particular tournament. Many are saying that, the team that wins today is all but guaranteed a semi-final spot. But I just said all but guaranteed. No one's taking Zimbabwe lightly or West Indies lightly. But these are the two heavyweights of the group, India, South Africa. So win here almost puts one leg into the semi-final, and both teams will be vying for that. Mr. Gavaskar, thank you, as always, to take our time, speak to us here at India Today, set up that India versus South Africa encounter. And, one of the things that I asked Mr. Gavaskar in that interaction was, who's going to be the X factor? He named Marco Jansen as that player that India need to be wary of. But that's not to say that there's any shortage of match winners in the South African camp. They've got plenty. They bat deep till number 9. Rabada comes there. Multiple bowlers that have been doing the job, including a Lungi Ngiri who's in form. Kesav Maharaj is there. The captain in Adam Makram is in good form as well. So we've listened